Welcome, Mark and Damian Smith, everybody coming in here. This is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show on a Friday night. Made it through the week, everybody, on Planet Earth. B. Jones, welcome. Flurry, welcome to the show. Everybody to all around the world. Deville Med, Gypsy Granny, it's good to have you with us. Queen MT, everybody out there. Jade Ray, Michelle. Let's see, Hispanic Beauty 333. Thank you for the like. Hello, everybody out there, and welcome to another edition of Encounters. You know what? We're all caught up. All my shows are on the YouTube channel. Salutations back to you. Lexi, everybody coming in here. Good to have you with us. Trust in God. Good to see you. Blessings. Marinee, welcome. Gary Haas from Iowa. Good to see you, brother. Burns at Flight. Star Knowledge Podcast, my brother out there, Eddie, good to see you, brother. And Naughty, welcome, Naughty. Gina, Mama 16. You never know what's going to happen on this show, and we have no idea what's going to happen, but we do know it's going to be another great show tonight here on TikTok with Encounters. We are here to bust the Matrix. What does that mean? Let me explain about the Matrix and about busting it. There are human beings that in their consciousness, hey, Nicaragua in the house. Hey, Nicaragua, blessings to you, brother or sister. It's unpredictable. That's right, ADHD. On this show, and if you've watched this show for 3 years straight, you know that whatever happens here is totally unpredictable. Good to see you. Wilma, welcome to the show. Melanie, 58. Good evening, Tasha Moore. Daniel, hey, Daniel. Good to have you with us. So this show is always unpredictable. You know, some people like to have a format, meaning like they like to have a predictable thing. With me, what I love about Encounters is, hey Trish, it's unpredictable. Hey Area 52, thank you for the share. Slitter 8012, good. Dina Co, hey Dina Co. You're gonna find if you're new to this show, you're gonna love this show because it is unpredictable, and we never know who we're gonna bring up. I do things randomly here. When I read comments, thank you, Melanie, and people tell me, Commander, I was just taken on a spaceship. Hey, UFO Mania, I'll tell you one thing I'm going to do right now. I'm bringing up UFO Mania over in Japan on the show. I know that they're awake, and my friend over in Japan, I love watching their show when I can. I don't understand half of what's going on in languaging, but they're over in Japan. I love those folks. I wish I could speak Japanese. And I'd love to bring UFO Mania up here from Japan for just a little bit if they'd like to come up here. Terry Venus, good to see you. You know, so we have friends all over the world, Japan and other places, that are very much seriously talking about the subject on a lot of levels. And I think it's very beautiful to have everybody here. So I'm hoping, hey, Hong Kong, hopefully Hong Kong is in Hong Kong. Troy Jones, welcome. So everybody would love to have you come up here. My friend over in Japan, UFO Mania, you think you can come up here for a few minutes? Sneak up here on the live? And many blessings to my friend UFO Mania over in Japan. Absolutely. You know, I think I'm going to have to get one of those language translators for my ear so that I can understand. Maybe there's a language translator like an earpod that'll translate the language on an earpod so I can actually change the language, French, German, whatever, you know. Hey, Tracy, good to have you with us. We're just starting up tonight. Man, I'm telling you, it's a Friday night. Thank you for the heart. Thank you for the heart, brother. We appreciate it. I don't know if I can twist UFO Mania's ankle to come on up here, but I'm going to try my best. I'm sending them a guest request. Brad says, Brad Cooney, I tracked you up. He's in the 80s in the Navy on radar several times. Brad, we're going to bring you up. This is what I do here, man. Brad Cooney, we're going to bring you up as a guest. You have to be over 18. Not possible right now. When it is possible, UFO Mania, you're always invited to come on. But you have to be over 18. No kids on the show. No smoking or vaping on camera at all. No drinking. No drunks on the show. No kids on the show. No naked people on the show. Let's see. No hating anybody, no attacking anybody on the show. What else is there? No paranormal discussion, no religion, no politics. I think in all the mixed orders, there you go. Hey, Brad Cooney, welcome to the Encounter Show. the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Thanks. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I read comments, and that's how I do it. Can I bring you on camera?
Yeah, sure.
I'd love to do that, and for you, and you should just be able to save it, and we'll bring you on the camera. And there you go. Hey, Brad,
Hey,
nice to have you with us, brother.
hey, how you doing? How
And
you doing?
doing good. And I want to thank you for your service. My dad was in the Air Force back in World War II in Japan, back in Papua New Guinea, I think it was. Well, he's not here anymore, but we loved him. But
Right.
thank you, man, for being here. Tell us about your background. I was very interested in what you were talking about. And can you give us a background of your own background and how this all happened?
Sure. I joined the Navy in 1984. I'm from New York originally, and my rating was an operations specialist. I was my main work duties was in CIC in Combat Information Center on the ship. So
Oh,
I
wow.
tracked I used the surface radar and the SPS-40 air radar, and we did a lot of surface plotting of submarines. It was an ASW ship, anti-submarine warfare. So we basically tracked Russian submarines mostly. That's what we were looking for most of the time. Um, but I had also several different positions with the operations specialist job, and one of them was the air radar, and we tracked UAPs several times. Um, I even had a couple visuals. They moved so fast on the air radar that it was tricky to try to get one of the lookouts to look at a bearing and range that I gave him on radar, because by the time we would get that information to him, the UAPs would be moving so fast. It was difficult to coordinate both eye and radar. But it did happen a few times, and I saw a few of them with my own eyeballs when I was off shift up on the O1 level on the ship. We
Oh,
seen
wow.
it, saw a tic tac, and some weird things coming out of the ocean too a few times, way off in the horizon.
Really?
Yeah.
So I got so many questions for you, man. So let me go to the ocean first and then to the air. So you're on the water. You're on a naval ship, correct?
Right, correct.
And I know that contact I had back in the 90s, early 90s, at a UFO conference in Long Island. I ended up speaking in front of these hundreds of people. I wasn't supposed to be. The speaker never showed up. So the
Hmm.
director of Long Island UFO Network told me, "Can I come up as a media person?" I said, "Okay." I had no problem speaking, but in the audience was somebody who used to be with the British government, and he started giving me information. He said, I felt like it was an X Files. We went into the in the hotel into where they had the bar, and we're sitting there. He has his English wife with him, and he's saying, as I get to know you, I'm going to give you some information. And he says that I can't tell you too much, but he says naval intelligence. He says back then he's saying, now I would never do this. He told me to go to naval intelligence, look on the base, and you can get information regarding naval intelligence. Because naval intelligence has the most information about the UFO phenomena than anybody else. And he said the reason why they're in the water all the time over the oceans, they see all these things, they track them.
Hmm.
So what you're saying now, tell us a little bit about the ocean and these objects coming out of the ocean. Can you tell us what sizes they were? Were they or shapes they were possibly?
Yeah, I can tell you the shapes were usually the TikTok shape or kind of like a cigar shape.
Hmm.
Um, it was difficult to see how far away they were unless you had it on radar.
Yeah.
Now, the one that we did see visually, it was just skimming off the horizon. If we weren't so close to a landmass, I'm sorry, if we weren't so far away, I would think maybe it was a helicopter or a low flyer. But there was no port and starboard running lights on it, which is something we always look for. You look for the port and starboard running lights. It didn't have anything like that, any kind of a FAA requirement. None of those lights. It was just skimming across the horizon, maybe
Hmm.
about a target angle of maybe one or two, so just a little bit off the horizon. And then it became stationary, like a helicopter might do, but it wasn't a helicopter. There was no running lights. We were way too far away from any landmass. And then
Hmm.
it went vertically straight up, not too fast yet. Just kind of a quick little pace, but not too fast. And then it kind of moved laterally back and forth, and then it shot off like a missile, like so fast,
Oh my
diagonally
God.
out of eyesight within a few seconds. Now the executive officer was on the starboard bridge wing because we had already alerted him. I was above it. I was above the bridge, what they call the signal shack area on the ship. So we had already called down, and the lookout called down to the bridge and said, "Hey, strange object off the starboard port or the starboard side, and so the XO actually was able to see it. And I'll tell you what's interesting is the next day when I looked at the log, it
Yeah.
was miraculously the log was missing.
Really?
So they were already like, yeah, they were already. It was already some sketchiness about, what was going on with the log because the QMs, they log everything. Everything's supposed to be logged on the bridge, no matter what it is. You got to log it. If you have any kind of surface radar, any kind of anything at all like that radar picks
Hmm.
up or lookouts book up has to be logged in the log books.
Hmm.
We couldn't find
So
that
with the,
log.
now with the log, Brad, that's interesting you say that. Were you on the Atlantic? What part of the ocean were you
Yeah,
on around the
I
world?
was stationed out of Norfolk, Virginia, so we were an East Coast Navy. So we
East
did a
Coast
lot.
Navy.
Yeah,
Okay.
we did a lot of Atlantic, North Atlantic, and then the Mediterranean. I was over off Israel too, and off North
Oh,
Africa.
interesting. Now this log thing, it existed initially when things were being logged with these UAPs, correct?
Well, the logs are there no matter what. I mean, the logs are just part of what you have to have on a bridge.
Hmm.
So even if there's no UAPs, there's a logbook. You have to
There's a
log
log. You
everything.
have to have a logbook.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
everything gets logged. I mean, even stuff that happens. It's like if somebody trips and falls, you got to log it.
You got
If
to log it. I
Yeah,
got
everything
you.
gets logged. But so obviously, if there's things like weird things in the sky that we can't figure out what they are, you put it in the log. And this
Hmm.
in particular night, the log turned up missing the next day when we couldn't find it. So there was some sketchiness there.
Who do you
We got
think? Who do you think got the log? Somebody higher up?
Yeah, I'm fairly certain it was probably reported to one of the higher up, up in the chain of command, and they said, "Hey, make that log disappear. Send it here, or send it wherever." But yeah,
So the day were you on the water when the log disappeared?
Mhm.
So would they just take it off the ship and send it somewhere else?
it just made magic and disappeared until we pulled back into port.
Oh wow, interesting, interesting.
That would be my best guess. Yeah.
What now? When you were in the Middle East in on the ship, did you
Mhm.
have any encounters with anything in the waters over there too?
No, nothing off of nothing in the med. Nothing in the med. Everything I seen was in the Atlantic or the North Atlantic. And
Really interesting.
one interesting thing, we did have a UAP that actually looked like it came from out of the water. Um,
Yes.
this one was way the aft lookout actually saw that first. You have an aft and a forward lookout on the ship, and this is
Hmm.
back in the '80s, mind you. So we had sound powered headphones back then.
Oh wow.
That technology wasn't quite as good back in the '80s as it is now.
Right. Right. Right.
But the aft lookout reported something that came out of the ocean. Now, sometimes if you're tracking a submarine, like if our ASW guys or sonar guys had a good fix on a submarine, there was a lot of cat and mouse games back then with the Russians and us. So occasionally, a Russian submarine would launch a flare, um, just to kind of like say, "Hey, bang, we got you," of a war game type thing. They would do
Right.
that.
Right.
But so that's initially what we thought might be what the aft lookout was saying, but it wasn't. It wasn't a flare. Flares will subside. Illumination will subside with a flare. This thing shot up from beneath. It looked like from beneath the water, straight
Yeah.
up, and straight
Yeah.
up. The aft lookout's looking at it, and it did the same thing those Tic Tacs do. It just disappeared. This one didn't shoot like out of eyesight. This one just
Oh my
vanished.
God.
This one just
Wow.
disappeared out of eyesight. So it was pretty
Hmm.
wild.
Very quickly. So I know people that have talked about, and I've studied this, and I've even seen people coming whistleblowers talk about in Washington. It was stated last year that they were aware that there were objects coming out of the oceans, not just in the Atlantic. So I also have talked to people that have talked about that there are space bases of space beings in the depths of our oceans or remote areas that they have in remote areas so that we can't get to where they are
Mhm.
very, very deep in the oceans. And they have what they call space cities that have been here potentially for billions of years
Yeah.
that have lived right underneath us, even though we're on the surface. We're so concentrating on where we are here.
Hmm.
These things, when they come out of the ocean or whatever, or Indian Ocean or Atlantic, we're saying, where's it coming from? After
Yeah.
studying this for a couple of years, my understanding, and I could be wrong, but I don't think so, is that we have higher vibrational beings that look like us that live in the depths of our oceans all over the world, in our seas, oceans, whatever. And maybe in some very deep lakes there are some stuff too, in the really big lakes. What's your
Well,
being that you were on the oceans and everything?
yeah.
What's your conclusion about the things, or do you have a conclusion of what's coming out of the waters? I don't
Yeah,
know where they're
I
coming from.
definitely have a theory. I do believe they're not Earth. Well, they possibly could be of Earth just way before us, way
Right,
before us. And where would be the best place to hide if you didn't want full exposure yet? I mean, the ocean. We've only mapped a small portion of the ocean
right.
to this day. I mean, the Earth. Now we're really good with satellites to map the surface of the Earth,
Hmm.
even with Mars too. But the oceans are a whole different ballgame. And there's
Yeah,
parts of the ocean that's it's so deep off the Atlantic too, off the East Coast. I mean, there's very very deep parts of the ocean that we can't even get submersibles down. It'll crush
yeah.
it like a Coke can. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
so the pressure's so hard back there, so deep. So I believe for sure that we have probably more than one species here, and
Hmm.
the oceans would be the most optimal place to post up. You know,
Hmm.
especially if you weren't ready to disclose yourself yet. I just saw a whistleblower today testifying. Um, I can't remember if he testified before Congress or not.
Hmm.
But he said there's four species here right now. The reptilians, the Nords, the big tall Scandinavian looking ones, the Greys, and there
Hmm.
was one other insect kind. I forgot the exact title for them, but for sure the oceans would be the place to be if you did
Hmm.
not want to get disclosed.
And I know that the reptilians have been on our planet for a long time. I've also known that there has been, in my own personal experience, there are things that I've done. I'm a contactee. So when I was a kid on Long Island for a short period, we moved up to New England in the 70s. My parents, when I was and still in high school. But when I was a kid, I, in a cul-de-sac, went upstairs and saw a spaceship, saucer type craft. And I opened the blinds of my brother's window at night, and I had no reason to go up. And there was a ship with men, women, and young adults wearing a blue and golden lined kind of spacesuit. And these people were taller, way taller than, probably 8 or 9 feet
Hmm.
from the visuals of the ship. And there was like this light in the center of the ship that was going like crazy. I can still picture it going nuts in my consciousness, the picturing it. It was like, I think, an energy thing for the spaceship. It was going like all these lights, multiple color, like it's lights just generating energy. And the people were in front of this thing, and it looked like the ship inside was massive. It looked like there was all kinds of stuff going on, but these people were just focused on me. And there had to be easily 30 or 40 people looking out the window towards me from the cul-de-sac, and the ship was hovering very, very low to the ground level. And so for me, I just, in short, I'm a contactee. I've had things happen, and so I've been given the ability to know certain things, and I love doing what I do. I've been doing UFO shows on radio for about 22 years on NPR radio, but I've
Hmm.
been on TikTok for maybe 3 years, just to give you my little bit of a background as you did yours. So I have a vested interest, and I've had whistleblowers on here and stuff in the 3 years, people's top security clearance. Um, so with these reptilians, the we call the Zeta, the Nordics. I had somebody the other night who's I got top security clearance, and his name is JP. We've become real good friends, and he's on TikTok, and he has been on ships with the Nordics physically,
Hmm.
and he says there's two things going on within our government. There's two, like, there's two sides to the coin. One half of the Department of Defense is working with negative ETs to prevent disclosure of what's really happening, and the other half he calls them the white hats. The white hats in the military who are in high security are working with the positive ETs, and they want disclosure. So it seems like there is I've said this the last few years. It seems like there is an infighting situation with the Department of Defense going on right now on all levels regarding telling the people the truth about this, and yet at the same
Hmm.
time there are people that want the truth to come out that are coming forward to whistleblowers. And as you know, you've seen them, and they are coming forward. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen in the end of all this with these whistleblowers? Are they going to be able to come out without being threatened and speak their mind and not worry about whether they're here the next day or not? what do you have any people on the inside? Being that you're former Navy, I always like to ask this: do you have any people on the inside that have connections to the security clearance?
I know a few people, not really like deep within the circle, but I have some theories. I mean, for sure, there's multiple countries trying to reverse engineer
Hmm.
some of the crash spaceships. I'm not sold that they're crashing though. I almost think
Right,
there might be donations, and then there might be.
donations. Yeah,
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 because think about it. The technology that these species have are superior to, I mean, by far
yeah,
anything we have. I mean, obviously these things can maneuver. I mean, the human bodies would actually disintegrate inside these vessels with how fast they can descend and ascend.
yeah,
Just the G-force, we wouldn't be able to do that as humans inside some of these things. But I believe that there's countries and there's definitely and also American companies that are racing to reverse engineer this stuff just for the technology, the money. So whenever you
yeah,
have the kind of money involved, there's going to be all kinds of barriers and firewalls they're going to try to put up to prevent full disclosure. There's this money. There's a lot of money involved. That's one of my theories, and I'm pretty sure there's probably some merit to that.
yeah.
As far as the
Well,
whistleblowers go, look, man, these
hmm,
people, I believe 98% of them. There's a couple that are a little bit, maybe not. There might be grifters, but I believe the majority is whistleblowers because why would they throw away their careers,
right.
right? Um, and also possibly their safety,
Hmm.
because there's a lot of powerful people that don't want them to come out on this stuff,
Right. Do you
So
think that the more powerful people now in the year 2025 are a little bit afraid of the fact that the public is now taking on the issue itself? Like, for example, we do a really popular show, like I said, on here on my NPR and Pacifica station, which I'm just taking a break from. I talk about all these issues on the radio side of it, and I have my YouTube channel. But do you think I think that they're a little bit afraid that there are people like us out here who are exposing the truth, and that's been my goal from day one in radio and TV is to disclose the truth of the cover up, which has been going on for roughly about 70 years since
Mhm.
I was and I haven't been here for like 70 years, but essentially since I was a kid, they've been covering up this stuff, and but more people are coming out now than ever before in this decade, or at least in this last 2 years. There are more whistleblowers coming forward, which is good. Do you think there'll be more whistleblowers that are going to have more information than other whistleblowers that might be like on a high level that say, I've had it, I got to tell the truth, I just got to do it now before I get too old? What do you think?
I think it's very possible. I also think the advancement in technology that regular people like me and you get to have now. This thing I'm holding my phone in my hand, this phone right here. The
Right,
cameras and the video and the cameras are getting better and better. And one of the reasons why it's becoming more and more difficult for the government to cover this all up is because everybody has the technology in their hand that they can film themselves. I mean,
right, that's right.
there's people on Southwest Airlines sitting in the window seats, with their phones, and they're capturing some incredible UAP evidence with their own phones. So that puts a
Yeah,
lot of pressure on the government. It makes it much more difficult. Hence the reason why we have congressional hearings, whistleblowers are coming out, so it's easier for people like me and you and just your regular, American citizens to have this evidence in their own phones. And whistleblowers, I think there'll be more. I do believe that. I
yeah,
believe the harder it is for the government to keep this quiet. This isn't 1947 anymore. It's not Roswell.
right.
You
That's
can't you
right.
can't you can't say it's crash dummies. If it's crash
Right.
dummies, if it's crash dummies, why did you like threaten the mortician and cordon off the whole area and if it was just
Right.
crash dummies. So yeah, I think more whistleblowers will come out. It's just a squeeze play. Sooner or later, the government is not going to have any choice.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, I
squeeze
agree with
play.
you on
It's
that.
a matter of
Very
time.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, man, I tell you, Brad, I really appreciate you coming up here
Yeah, man.
and
Thanks.
sharing what you do know. Because again, it is like you're like a whistleblower. You were in the Navy. You're telling us stuff that we didn't know about that you saw. So that is called whistleblowing.
Absolutely.
So that's what you just did now is become a whistleblower, which is a positive thing. So everyone, I want to thank Brad, who was in the Navy, for doing that.
My
I
pleasure.
love people who come forward, whether they're from the Air Force on here, Navy, and we honor all of them for their services. And to come forward and say what you've seen, you couldn't have done that 30 years ago. You would have had problems. But now,
Yeah,
no one's going to. There's no retribution for telling the truth, and you did. You shared something nobody knew about from what you experienced, and I honor you for that, brother. So I thank you, and I'm following you too. So
good deal.
yeah, most
Keep
definitely.
in touch. Anytime you need me on to come back on, if I have time, I'll be glad to come back on. You can message me now. And I want to thank you for this program. I've been watching you for a while now. I just haven't really
Oh
jumped
wow,
on.
I didn't know
Yeah, for
that.
about 6 months or so, 5 or 6 months.
Oh
Usually,
wow, well I'm glad.
usually it's about time from I'm getting older now, so my bedtime's around 9 or 10, and that's
Yeah.
about when you pop on. So I'll listen to you, and
Well,
I'm on.
here's what I like to ask you to do, because I know you were in that. If you have any friends that have top security clearance that you feel know things and want to come forward with information, please do some quiet research on your end of it. And if you get if you can get us some really good stuff, I want you to be our guy to come on here as well. As I know, my other top security clearance people that were here, I've only told them, I said they come on. They don't have to know, reveal who they are, as long as they provide the information. We want to bring people the truth here. We want to bust the system apart so people get the truth about what the government has hidden from the public. That's part of my goal here, and it always has been my goal to do that here on Encounters.
That sounds good to me. Keep in touch with me. I'll be glad to come back. Yeah, I'll reach out to a few of my shipmates that I serve with, and
Oh, good.
few other people. Again, thank you for your show. You thank me for my service. Well, you're providing a service too, I believe. To help get this whole secret exposed. So I appreciate your show, and anytime, brother. I appreciate you having me on.
Okay, Brad. Everyone, thank Brad. I really do appreciate him so
Hey,
much.
man, you're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
Yep. Take care, bud.
We're going to bring him down off the ship, so to speak. And we have somebody in queue here. Let's see. I'm going to bring I am up in Germany, my friend over in Germany.
Oh, what's up, my friend?
Hey, brother, how you doing in Germany? It's early in the morning there.
Yeah, 6:30.
I know. I get up around. The birds wake me up in the morning in Connecticut around sometimes 5:30, and I get up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Birds are always
So,
there, and yeah, it's wonderful in Germany now. So, what about you? What are you doing today?
I'm now relaxing because it's been a long week, and I love every night being on here. This is my meditation. Doing the show here for everybody is my way of giving back to the world. Is doing the show here, and some nights I do take a break. There are nights when the commander needs to take a break from everything, all the technology, and just be meditating, and just in tune with the earth and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good. Grounding. Don't forget the grounding. It's very important.
Oh yeah, got to ground. If you don't ground, you can't get around.
Yeah,
No
true.
pun intended.
So
That
I
could be a
just
new thing. If you don't ground, you can't get around, folks. No, I'm just kidding you, but that's true. So what's happening in your cosmic life over there since the last time we spoke?
No, so I have my own way in the spiritual way, so I love my way, and it's kind of different of other people, but I just want to talk you again with a binary solar system. So I just
Yeah.
wrote you a message and don't get answer because I think it's very important. Maybe we can make a show together to show people what's going on in sky and why. For example, the weather is like it is, and why are the clouds like this, and all the stuff. So the people need to understand what's really going on, and yeah. So you know this. I told you the binary solar system is
Oh
here.
yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
they do. The binary solar systems, for those in the know, and you're not the only one. There's a number of us around the world that know about binary solar systems, and they do exist. Matter of fact, before I got on here tonight, earlier in the night, my wife and I went up to an apple orchard, and we keep track of the solar bursts from the sun, and we were going up there to look at the northern lights, but the solar storm levels that were going south of where we are here to in the New England area of the U.S. were down to where they needed to be. but we didn't. The levels went down again, or they went backwards. So we didn't say anything. But we're out on top of an orchard at a place that we go to, and before he came on tonight, we're looking at the stars. We were really looking for the northern lights here where we were in Connecticut. Excuse me, Connecticut. But we didn't say anything. But we keep track of that. My wife keeps track of the solar storms so that we can go up and experience the northern lights. And if she sees that they're going to be high, we jump in the car and go.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's what we
Sounds
do.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we do. And that's the spot where we go is where we hold our UFO our Ashtar Command UFO gathering of C5. So, and we're going to be doing that, I think, in late May. I'm going to set a date up before the end of the month or late May here in Connecticut for another New England C5 event, our first of 2025. So, we're going to be using night vision equipment, brother, and we go out there, we do a meditation, and we're going to try to vector in the ships of light when we go out there.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, it's good,
I I
all
think
good.
you
Everything's good.
absolute. I think you have your own way.
Yeah, we all do, right? We all have, if we all didn't have our own knowledge and our own way of doing things, we'd all be a bunch of robots. Good
Of
thing
course.
is, we're not robots and we all have our own way of getting there, right?
Absolute. We have a soul. We are all connected to the higher. And yeah, so, and we need to share our information that maybe other people can get this information from us and learn. And I think that's how it works. So we need all together and learn from it, from each other. So yeah.
Yeah. Just like my friend here, I have my friend in Japan who came on earlier, and one night we're going to get him on. He does a couple do wonderful UFO type show in Japan. I listen to him in the morning when I get up. I don't understand any Japanese, but I definitely love their show, and I know they're talking about things that are regarding to ETs, the UFO thing in Japanese, and I can just sit there and listen to them and not even know what they're talking about.
Yeah, man. It's
That's just
all,
what I do.
yeah, you're right. It's all about frequency. So
Yeah,
maybe
frequencies.
you don't need to understand maybe every word, but you feel it. And I
Yeah, I
think
feel
that's
it.
enough.
Yep, I feel what they're doing. So I can sit there and watch them talk. I have no idea what they're saying, but I can feel the energy is really good, and I love those guys. They're really good.
Yeah,
And I have no idea what they're saying.
yeah, that's the way. You have your own compass inside you. So,
Right. The inner compass. You got it. You got it. That's the most
absolute,
important thing, brother.
absolute. So, maybe we can do a show next time, and we can show people maybe a video or two for learning what's going on in the sky. If you're interested in this.
Yeah, at some point we can figure out and do something about binary solar systems. And I think that is something that I think most of my viewers would be interested in the topic. We'll have to figure it out, but at some point we could do something like that for part of a show, and it would be kind of interesting to talk about. I'm
Yeah,
open to it.
absolute. So I told you I have a friend. Her name is Rebecca. So her English is much but better than mine, and she can explain all the stuff. So if you are interested, we can do a show together and talk about the binary system. And because people don't understand that it's all is connected. So that's also
Mm,
what is written in the Bible. So the end times. We are now in end times, and people don't understand why we are here. And yeah, that's because the planets are here, and we have problems now with our Earth. And yeah, and I think it's maybe good for people to understand how it all works. So yeah.
And another thing is and I want to translate the word, there's a lot of loose definitions of what the so-called end times are. So let me give you from my cosmic consciousness, what the end times are, which I've studied for years, knowing the different verbiage that people use around the planet. So the ending of times is the ending of an old way. It's not the destruction of the planet. It's not the ending of life. It's the ending of a frequency. It's the ending of a way of living, which has been limited. So when we end the time, which is the earth time, which we're in now, when we end this time, known as, in a cosmic definition, the end times. It's the ending of one frequency and the beginning of a new frequency, which is the beginning without time, the beginning of a new way of living for the people of planet Earth. So we're ending a long time, which is the ending of this dispensation of frequency, which was originally a lower vibrational energy frequency, going into the beginning of a new time. Some people call it the golden age. Some people call it the heightened frequency of the vibrational frequency. But in a sense, we have to define that for people because the word is loosely translated on many different levels. When you hear the word end time, religious people use the term, New Age people use the term, but essentially we're going from an old age into a new frequency, a higher vibrational
Yeah,
frequency, which doesn't depend on time because our space brothers and sisters, everybody, they don't live in time. They don't depend on time. We have been
absolute.
dependent on time for most of our current life. All those who are here right now, whatever decade you're living in, we have been dependent on what you call time. So the ending of time is not a negative thing. It's the ending of an old system of aging on our planet to the beginning of a new dispensation of energy that will bring us into a higher understanding of the universe,
Of course,
essentially.
absolute right.
That's what it is. There you
Absolute
go.
right. But you must think about it and don't forget, for example, look at Turkey and the cities they built under the ground. So you must
Yeah.
understand there are a lot of civilizations before us, and
Oh,
all
yeah.
civilizations go to the same thing we are going now with the planets and all the catastrophe. It's a cycle and it repeats every time. So of course you're right. It's a new frequency and it's a new
Yeah.
time. But you must understand that it also have impact on Earth with a lot of catastrophe and all this. So you
Yeah, I mean, that'll happen. The catastrophic stuff is going to happen, but at the same time, I think people should not focus on the catastrophic events because, in
no,
effect, that's essentially if we want to take catastrophic events and talk about what I knew a person that his father dealt with years ago. He had a map called the I am map, and he mapped out. He was very well known. His map was Earth, mapping out the Earth changes. This was over 25 years ago. And he made this map. He was very well known in the United States. And essentially, what we're talking is about a shifting of vibrational patterns on our Earth. So, what's going to happen is there have been many civilizations and ancient culture on Earth before us, but there also are the space cities that do exist in our oceans. There is the
absolute.
Agartha network, which is the inner Earth, which is no matter what happens with the Earth, these advanced civilizations live within our Earth. Everything is going to be effectively changing in our
Yes,
lifetime, which is now. This is our lifetime. No
yes, you're
matter whether
right.
you're 25 or 30 or 70 listening here or watching, we're all going to be affected. But again, what's going to shake us up is the shift of consciousness. That's what's going to shake the planet up. With everyone watching here is going to be the shift in your consciousness. His, I am Thomas. His consciousness, our consciousness is always all of us is we're here all for a reason. We all came from somewhere else beyond Earth. We all have a specific knowledge. Like you have a knowledge of the binary solar systems. Now, I believe that you came with that knowledge into the human form because when you were off planet, wherever planet you came from, Thomas, you had that knowledge from the stars. Would you agree?
Yeah, of course. So
Yeah.
it's a feeling inside me, you know. It's like
Yeah, you know.
we talked about the compass. So I have my compass inside me, and it
Right.
always says me, "Hey, man, this is the right way. Do this and do this."
Right.
And
That's right.
this is how it works. So spirituality, you need to trust your gut, and you need to understand you have so much power inside, and yeah, you must trust this power, and
Right.
because yeah, okay, sorry, yeah,
And my friend Half Pint, my dear friends over in the Appalachians, very well said, Mary and Ray. We all have specific missions. And the thing is, I do believe this for all the years I've been on my journey here and all the people I've met. everybody is unique. Every individual, whether on TikTok or people I've met through my workshops over the years, I find that people are very interesting and very unique. And one of the things that I do keep getting hit on now telepathically a lot now, the last few days, I'm getting that from off planet, is that the people on Earth need to operate always and constantly in a frequency of love. So
Absolutely.
I've been listening to those words, and I'm listening really heavily to those words. And my space family is telling me that there has to be consistency in individual human beings on our planet. So our planet has billions of people. Now, not everybody on our planet loves each other because we do have billions of people. Obviously, if everyone loved each other, we wouldn't have wars in the world. We wouldn't have bombs being dropped on different
True, true.
places. All these things that are going on. We're not void of we're all living here on Earth. We all are human beings. But for those of you watching this, I would suspect, and I'm kind of assuming that most of you have some sort of a spiritual cosmic understanding of life. And even though you are living here and working here or retired or whatever, you are still living the human existence. But at the same time, you're elevating your consciousness to another frequency. So what I'm getting from my space family, and they're really hitting me hard with this last few days, is that everybody you talk to must operate in a frequency of love. If they do not operate in a frequency of love, they are contradicting themselves.
Absolutely.
And that's a big statement. And it's not coming from me, it's coming from my space family. Telepathic communications. I've been doing telepathic communications with the Ashtar Command for years. And I observe everything and I see everything. And the one thing I'm now understanding is I don't want to live in a world where there is inconsistencies of people not loving each other. I can't go there. I have to love every single person. Every single person.
If
The
you,
people that
I just want to say, if you don't love other person, you can't love yourself. So that's
right.
important.
That's right. So no matter what we feel or whatever we hear out there in the world we live in, now the people that want to destroy the world, do we have to love them? Well, we would hope that they would change, so we have to be consistent about our frequency of love. If they don't love themselves and they are going to be inconsistent and want to do things against our planet, we don't have to love them for that. We can say, no, you're wrong for doing that. We're here to try to at least convince you not to do that anymore. We need to love everyone. My biggest message now, and it's really going to be strong from here on in, is that love one another. There's bigger things to fry on this planet, which is not to fry, but there are bigger things here that are happening on our Earth that we need to focus on. And if we get diverted from those focuses, we're going to be eating each other apart. And then at the end of the day, who would want to come to this planet and land here and meet the people of Earth when we're all just eating each other up? Because if we're going to eat each other up, we might as well hang it up and not even be involved in anything and get rid of our crystals and get rid of our whatever it is we have, because we're not going there. We're not being who we're supposed to be, and we need to be who we're right now. This planet Earth needs us to be focused. This planet Earth needs us to be very focused because things are happening and changing now. And I'll say it right now, the space people aren't going to wait for us to change. Either we get it together now or we don't get it together now. And I'm speaking very clearly from what I have and what I get telepathically. Either we focus on who we are and be that person, and we share our love with our neighbors, our brothers, our sisters, with strangers, and we help people get to a better place. That's what we're here to do. If we bring people down, I don't want to be part of that. I will not be a part of that. I will not, anywhere I go, whether I'm on the street of New York, whether I'm here, I will not lower myself to be a part of any of that, because then I should just drop my mission. Then I should just call it quits and go back to just having human life and be like everybody else out there in a world. What's the word? Like a cutthroat world where we're cutting each other up.
Absolutely.
I'm not going there. And if you're going to go there, then you better go meditate for about 10,000 hours and figure out who you are. Okay?
Yeah. So people need to listen to what you're saying. It's absolutely true. And it's sad that not everybody thinks about terms in love. So there are a lot of people, evil persons out there, and I really don't understand them. But I just know we are a family of love, and we need to
Yes.
teach us and to learn and to get to a point where we have a better future. So that's the
Yes.
message. Yeah.
That's the message. And my brother here is in Germany. I'm in the United States. We have a relationship. We have an understanding, no matter where we come from, whatever country we come from. This is what we need to do: is come together. We need to focus on the bigger things. You know,
Absolute.
we need
Our
to get
soul.
out of this. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just want to say our souls know the way. So this is the connection we have inside us, and it's the compass I talked before.
Yeah,
We know what is the right way, and we just not need to go. So yeah,
yeah. All right, Thomas. I want to thank you for coming up here. It's been a great conversation.
thanks, man.
Uh,
Thanks,
I
man, to
appreciate you,
bring me up.
brother.
So I
Always.
still waiting for your message, and
Okay, I'll
then
have to look at it. I'm trying to get I'm doing I micro farm watermelons, and I'm growing grapes and strawberries and stuff. And this weekend, I'm hoping to get 2 blueberry plants in the ground, big blueberries I'm
cool.
growing for the
Sounds
first
cool.
time. Yeah,
Cool,
I'm
cool,
really
cool.
into the earth. I'm really into to growing things that are organic. So yeah, that's a part of my other life. So there you go. Hey, Thomas, I'm glad to have you with us.
I wish you luck. Have a good evening, and thanks
You
for bringing
too.
me up. And yeah, so we will talk to
And
each other next time. Bye bye.
we will. Good morning over there in Germany. We're going to bring him down. Okay, and it is morning over. It's after 6, I think, where he is. Thomas, always a pleasure to have him on here. So we had Brad on here with the Navy, Thomas over in Germany. And it really is important, folks, as I've been hitting these meditations recently in the last couple of days, and I'm getting really, really direct information that we as a world need to come together before any kind of contact happens with any kind of space people. We need to get our acts together. And if we don't, a part of me says, why would the space people who come from other planets want to come here on Earth and land here when we have a planet that is so dysfunctional we can't even get along with each other, you know? And as much as I would love to see us connect with our space brothers and sisters, I'm not sure the planet as a whole is ready for that. And this is the first time I'm saying this because we have to be love in the frequency of love, and we're not all in the frequency of love, and that's the truth. If we're all in the frequency of love, we'll get there. But if we have a planet where there's inconsistencies of love, we're not getting anywhere. We're just going in circles. We can either go in circles and circles and circles, or, as I give my message here tonight, which is really strong, and I have a strong message here to give, I have to give it. We have to be operating in a much higher frequency in order to make contact with the space people that we want to make contact with. Kevin Love says, you don't think that would bring people closer? It would basically, but the people should be getting closer to each other before the space people get here. We shouldn't have to get closer when they get here. We should be working on getting closer to each other now, which we haven't been doing. We live on a planet that's hardly there to be closer to each other. I observe things. I observe people. I observe conversations. I observe the way people interact with each other. And what is sad is there has to be an uplifting of humanity. We have to get there. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm the first one who'll tell you I want there to be contact. But I want there to be contact when we as human beings start acting mature as mature spiritual people and start loving each other. That's what I want to see. And again, I do want to see it, but I want to see people on Earth get their act together. And then let's put it this way. We are human beings. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody on Earth is perfect. But we need to just get our act together. And if we start judging other people and we think we have the ability to judge other people because we think we are good at judging people, we need to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, wait a minute, what am I doing? We need to be honoring of each other, not putting each other down on this planet. I've seen it too many times over the years. And I've gotten to the point now where I'm tired of it, basically. You know? So that's my cosmic message on love. You know? That's my cosmic message on love. I don't care if it's on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, or whatever, on the streets of America or Europe. If I see somebody saying something negative about somebody else, I don't want to talk to that person because they're operating in a negative energy. And they need to look at themselves and see, why are they doing that? You know? So you heard it from the commander. That's my stance on the whole planet. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. But I am striving to do something good to help the planet, which is this show, and striving to bring people together in harmony with each other in the subject. That's right. God's all knowing. He listens. He's listening always. You're right. You're right. So you got a powerful message from the commander. I didn't even know I was going there tonight, but I am. Watch out, because when I'm talking love, and if you're not talking love, I'm going to be busting your matrix in 2 seconds. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. You know it. You know what's going to happen. You see, I got a very strong cosmic spirit, so don't even think about it. I got a really strong cosmic spirit, and I will never be stopped. I'll keep going forward like a freight train. And we do have trains around here, and you've heard the trains, and they come through just like a freight train. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. And we welcome everybody to the show. This is Encounters, you know. This is a great place to be. We're happy to. I'm just happy it's Friday. I'm looking forward to possibly Sunday getting into my garden and putting a fence up so the rabbits don't get in and eat my watermelons this year. On a lighter note, because they got my watermelons last year, but this year these little guys are not getting in my garden. My parents are elderly people. Eden, that's a great name. Eden, welcome to the show. And I just want people to know, if you wish to be a guest on the show, Kazoo, thank you for the gift. We'd love to hear from people that are having contact with space people. We would love to hear from people that have had sightings they're documenting around the world. We'd love to hear from people that have a real story to tell about a cosmic, things that are going on with them. So yeah, so if you have something to share, the commander is fired up. Thanks, Kevin. Oh yeah, Clint, am I serious about what specific area? I'm serious about a lot of things. So can you give me the background of the serious? You know, and we are amped up. When the commander is amped up, I always say, watch out. Because when I get energetically amped up, I can go in a lot of different places right now. And I am amped up. So we live on a planet, and everybody that is awakened would love to see what we call contact. We've been talking about this for years. A lot of people individually, yourselves with your friends who are awakened, have talked about contact. It's more and more happening even on TikTok. People are talking about it on other small little groups of people I see in the morning. They're talking about these things, which is great. And it's just good to see people getting into the topic. But the end result is, Jeffrey, thank you. The end result of contact is that we are integrating our human understanding of life with the cosmic understanding of life with space people, right? Get this. We are going to integrate our understanding of human consciousness with space consciousness. Once you can elevate yourselves, everybody, to what we call space consciousness, you've got it. Once you finally download in your consciousness, space consciousness, cosmic consciousness, galactic consciousness, whatever you want to call it, you are now waking up. You're now getting there. You know? You're going to be there. You're going to do it. It's going to happen. And if anyone out there on TikTok's not watching me right now, you're missing the very important show that we're doing here tonight, as you're probably missing it every other night. So come on in here. I know people are scanning TikTok. You're seeing me talk here. You're seeing the word encounters. What do you think that is, folks? Come on in. Get a seat, get a lounge chair or whatever, futon. Come on in. Tony says, would you speak to what might happen if we are not ready when we to make contact? So Tony, I'm going to bring you up here if I can. Come on up. And if you can't come up, that's all right too. I'll answer the question. So no one's talking about this. None of the UFO people are talking about this, but I'm going to talk about it because it's better to face it now than at the last minute. People need to face it. So the reality is the space people do want to make contact with us. All right? They want, and hey, Tony, thanks for coming up here. Great question. I think she's here.
Am I?
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yes.
Fine.
I'm glad to have you up here. And you had a great question. Where are you located?
I am in West Monroe, Louisiana.
Oh, great. My wife's family comes from Louisiana.
Really? What part?
Oh, yeah. Homa and Shreveport.
Oh, yeah. She's down a little south.
Oh, yeah. Down that way. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
You're asking about what would happen if we're not ready for contact, correct?
Yeah, because I don't see any way we can be ready. And I don't mean to be negative. It's just, I don't see it.
No, you're not being negative. You're being honest. There's a difference because we have so many problems, right? And I'm not trying to be negative at all. Matter of fact, I'm trying to shake people up.
Yeah.
I understand that,
Right.
we need to get our own houses together before the space people come here and
I
make a
think it
landing
might
on Earth.
take that at this point. We are too far along to just skip over things. We might need to push a little. I don't know.
Well, I do know this, that the reason why there are more sightings that have been happening since last year is because they're letting the public know that they're here. So they
Right.
send the orbs to the Earth. The orbs come out of the ocean from the cities beneath the Earth. They're trying to get us to understand they've been here. They've always been here, but now they're really saying we're
And
here.
I believe that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. The question is, what I'm pushing here tonight is, I don't think the whole planet is fully ready to
No.
be elevated to that contact until people stop going after each other on this planet, whether it be on social media or out in the streets of New York or Paris or wherever.
Right.
People need to get their act together.
Right.
And I'm really serious when I say this. People need to, especially if they call themselves light workers and all this,
Right.
stuff like here. You're not a light worker if you're not doing the work. You're not a light worker unless you're doing the work. What is a light worker anyway? Does anybody even know what that is? Does anyone know what a star person is, or a star being is, or
I
what?
assume it's like
what
you
is all
told
that?
us about yourself. You've come
Yeah.
down from another planet and you're working with us to prepare us.
Yeah, and I am. That's why I never get angry, but I observe things and I get upset with the way people act with each other.
Right.
Because I don't come from that place where I come off planet. We all respect and love each other. On Earth, there's not a lot of that love and respect going around. There's a lot of contradictions.
Right.
I see that. I see through it.
Right.
I don't like it. I
So
know
what are we
people, if I have
looking
to
at?
say, well, we're still looking at having contact, but I think it's going to take a little bit more time because of the way
Oh,
people are.
okay.
I don't think let's put it this way. We're going to have contact way, way sooner than people think. But the space people observe us too. Don't you think, folks out there around the world, that you're not being observed by space people? That they don't see you? That you're going about your day, having days where you're being angry at another person, that they don't see that? They see that. They see
Right.
everything. They see the whole thing. They see everything we're doing right now. They see the whole caboodle or whatever. And if I act a certain way, I know there are days when I feel like, okay, I'm a little bit upset about something, and I'm thinking, oh, my space family can know what I'm feeling, and I don't know if I should be feeling that way.
Right.
And I'm like, is that the way I want to feel? Then I have to reflect on how I'm acting and say, no, this is not who I am. But I am human, so therefore I have a human experience. I'm going to react in a human nature. We all do.
I struggle with impatience And
Yeah.
as relates to this subject, there's so much out there now. I just wish more people would open their eyes and
Yeah.
see it. And maybe they would give us a little more loving punch because we're spoiled. We are really spoiled people.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyway,
we are. We're so used to having things a certain way
right.
that it's the people that are truly lovey-dovey, and I've met the lovey-dovey people, I know them personally, they're great. They have a sense of who they are. They've had encounters. I have my personal friends here in Connecticut, a town away from me. They've had a contact with space people in their home,
Mhm.
you know, and they are the most loving people I've ever met. I have another couple, very loving. He creates, he builds pyramids that have energetic
Oh
energy to them,
my.
and his wife is an angelic type person, and these are very loving people. And I know people on here that I've met that are very loving people, but that's the key thing. We can talk about UFOs and contact and spaceships and all this stuff, but the key thing is not so much the spaceships or the planets that the space people come from or whether they live in the oceans or not. We have to talk about who we are. Where are we going? Who do we want to be? Are we going to waste our energy conflicting with each other around the world, or are we going to take our energy and elevate it to a higher place?
Right. Well,
That's
when
what we
you
have to
push it to
understand.
the logical conclusion, whether you believe in this or not, when you push it to the logical conclusion, all that's left is love. That's all
Yeah,
that's left.
you know,
So,
after you get angry, the anger goes away. You have no more anger.
right.
Something triggers the anger. You have to look at the anger and say, what is the anger about as a human being? And then work it out and get rid of the anger. Well, not so much get rid of it, understand it and dissolve the anger so you don't have it anymore in your system. Once we dissolve all our anger and our jealousies and obsessions that we have, we are going to be completely free. One of the things that Jesus taught when he came to earth from off planet was love. His whole essence of the
Yeah,
cosmic Jesus was love.
right.
All he did was tell people love each other. That's all you have to do.
Right.
But not everybody believed that who were human on the planet then, and even now people don't believe it.
And so I suppose when they come back, it's going to be kind of an all or none situation. It's not like, all right, you were pretty good. I guess we'll take you. Not going to do that.
No. So what's going to
Yeah.
happen, and I've known this for years. I've known this before I got on here. I've known this before I got on Facebook. What's going to happen is those that have karmic responsibilities are going to have to face those karmic responsibilities, and they will be taken to a planet where they will face those karmic responsibilities and work them out. They're not. No one's going to be left behind anything, but there will be people. The people that are still angry and upset by the time contact happens, they'll be taken to another planet where they will live their life and figure out what their karmic debt is to figure out who they are. And when they get that all figured out, they will be able to participate and integrate into an elevated conscious society of people living in
That's
harmony.
what we need to hear. That's what we need to get out there.
Yeah. No one's going to be left out. So I want people
Yeah.
to watching encounters. We don't talk about this much, but I have to talk about it because they've been telling me, my space family, to talk about this
They're
tonight.
pushing you on
And
it.
they're really pushing me. I mean, let me tell you something. I can feel them pushing me right now as I'm sitting here. They're saying, Commander, you need to speak about this and tell the people what this is about and tell them the truth.
I feel like you
And I
hold
got it.
back a lot.
You know,
You're a kind
I,
person, and I think you hold back out of kindness sometimes. It's
yeah. But now in kindness, I'm telling people the truth.
well, yeah,
So if you want to see contact, make amends with people that you're having problems with. Try to figure out what those problems are and start to virtually hug each other again and love each other again and get over it. Get
all
over
right.
your
Well, thank you
egotistical
for
things
talking
and
with
yeah,
me, and
yeah. No, I
I'll
appreciate you.
okay. Thanks a lot.
Hey,
Good night.
Tony, in Louisiana. All right.
Good night.
All right. Take care. We're gonna bring you down. I'm really like They got me so. The Ashtar Command has got me so amped up here, telling me what I need to speak to you about, and I've got to. Man, they are really at it tonight with me. They want me to. They're just they've had it. They want people to know you better get together. They're saying you better get it together. They're telling me right now people need to get it together. And I, as an Earth human, and I, as a cosmic person, I'm going to be very vigilant to make sure if anyone's going after anybody, you better stop. and better look at yourself and realize that you are not that perfect human being. You better realize that, because it ain't going to work the way you think it is. Let's see. Let me see who's in queue here. Clint. Hey, Clint. We're going to bring Clint up. Clint's a friend of the show. That's right, Terry. Hey, brother. How you doing, Clint?
Hey, Commander, how you doing, brother? How are you?
Doing good. Can I bring you on camera?
Of course. Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
Yep. Turn on.
I'm getting my messages off planet from the Ashtar Command, and they're really, I feel like they're standing behind me, like they're like really, they're like, I mean, they're right here. They're just like simply just right here with me.
Yeah. I'll tell you what that I experienced.
Okay.
And I've been on here with you before, but I don't think
Yes.
I don't think I told you this one though, which I should have. I don't know why I didn't. But I'll tell you now. I don't think I told it on
Okay.
anybody else's platform.
Oh, good.
So it's exclusive. So I think I told you before, I've had like night terrors and very vivid dreams, and I can know when I'm in a
Yeah.
dream and wake up and stuff like that, right? So this one was a very vivid. I mean, and I'm not sure if I was out of body or not, because I have sleep paralysis too, so I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I'll tell you what it was. So let's just say it's a dream, um, but it wasn't. But I appear in this steel mill, and I'm like, just like if you're at a place where people are welding and stuff like that, making steel, but I'm on like the upper tier, right? Like the upper tier of the place, and there was a Chinese man that I was following for some reason, and he had a beam on his shoulder, like carrying it or whatever. And he started talking to me, saying some stuff, and he started telling me, he was like, "Hey, listen, man, you know that America's getting sold, right?" And I said, "Nah, I don't know about that." And I asked him, I said, "Okay, so I'm intrigued." I said, "So who's America getting sold to?" And
Right.
he said, "Well, I can't tell you that." I said, okay. And so what happened after that was he said, "Look, I can't tell you what's going on. I can't tell you what's happening. I can only tell you that that Americans being sold to somebody." And from what he looked like, I was like, okay, China maybe. And I've already had other dreams where I've had, nuclear bombs come to
Right.
here, boom, right? But what ended up happening is the main part is he said, "All right, listen, go into this, room." And I said, "Okay." So I go into this room, and everything turns kind of white, and there's these literally, like, I think they're grays, but they're all decked out and all white uniforms, literally from their head to
Interesting.
their toes. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, all white uniforms. There was about four of them maybe just guiding me over to a table that was, like a rectangle table, and there
Right.
was already three other people there, and I was the fourth one I was supposed to sit down. And underneath of the table was a bar on either side that,
Wow.
yep, that they, underneath that they told us to grab and hold on to.
Hmm.
And there was a window next to us where we could see there was like a lake or pond, or like a lake or pond or something like that in between.
Yeah.
And you could see like a couple buildings over next to us. And so what the little gray aliens did, what I think they were, anyways, because they were like 3.5 foot tall with the white suits on,
Yeah.
like for them, they came over and told me and the other people that were there at the table. They said, "All right, put your hands on it, both of the hands." And he said, "Hold on to it. We're going to transport y'all to the other room and the other table that's in the other building right there next to y'all, like across the pond."
Right. They would transport you.
Yeah. And so we said, "All right." So we put our hands up, and I'm not joking with you. I had like crazy vivid dreams, and I think this is real because I felt my whole body just electrified,
Yeah.
like zzz, 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 zzz. And then I literally, we all four of us shot off. And what I could tell you, what I remember is when we shot off from where we were, we dematerialized, and we shot
Oh,
off,
wow.
and as I'm leaving, I'm going over the lake, like I told you about the lake, going over the lake. My body's going like this, but it's all shimmering like particles, and I'm looking down at the lake, and I'm going over like this, and
Oh wow.
yeah, and about a minute later, I rematerialize, and the building that we were looking at on another table, like sitting down on stools at the
Yeah.
another table that was over there, just like the one we were at, and our hands were on it, and we all rematerialized with like in about a minute and a half or something like that, and I was like looking around, I was like, whoa, okay, and then automatically I was shot back into my body, and I woke up
Oh
like,
my God.
okay, yeah, I was like, okay, and that's what happened to me. So I don't
And
think I
what
ever said
time
that before.
what time of the night was that or day? Do you remember when that happened?
Oh, I don't know what time of night it was. I mean, well, it was at night. Me usually I don't get to bed till 11:30, 12 o'clock. So it was probably between 2 and 3, I'd say.
Okay. 2 or 3 in the
Yeah.
morning, correct?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think just
That's it.
Clint, just hearing that story, and I know this to be a fact, that you actually were taken off planet. It was
Yeah. Yeah.
supposed to look
I think
like
I was.
you were supposed to think it was a dream. I don't think they were Zeta.
Yeah.
You
It
said
wasn't.
they were tall, they were wearing like a white spacesuit of some sort.
So they were about like 3.5 foot tall, and they were wearing all white, suits, I don't know if they're spandex or leather, but they were just all like white over the head, and the whole body, white suits, and the whole room was white as well. And then the table, I'm not sure what color that was, but it was clearly a metal bar underneath these tables that we all just held on to, and we
Hmm.
dematerialized,
Yeah.
and we went over this river or lake or whatever to the other building. I can see my whole body that was like in rainbow particles, and I was looking down at the river, you know what I mean? And then
Oh
we
wow.
rematerialized
What do
inside
you
of the other
think?
room and sat
I'm
down there.
interesting, Clint. I think my audience would
And
be too. This is encounters. What do you think the reasoning was that they did this? Were they trying to give you information or show you something? What was your takeaway on that?
so I have a theory, and I have physical anomalies on myself actually.
Okay.
So you know how you say you can heal people with your hands, right?
Yes.
I have a bunch of bumps that came up on my body, all over the place. And I can show you physically one on my arm right here. I don't know if you can you
Is
see
it is it
that
is
right?
it like right where? Where are we looking
Yeah.
at? Is
Let's
that
see.
that darker area?
Yeah, right here. All right, so
Oh
keep
yeah,
an
I
eye
can
on
see.
that.
Oh yeah, there's a bump there. Where's that bump
It's
coming
sticking
from?
out. It's sticking out. You see it sticking out right there?
Yeah, it is a bump. Yeah, I see it.
So I have so before that came in, I've have them on my ribs, right below here and right below this one, and right underneath both of my legs. I have them
Hmm.
all in the same area on both sides of my body, on my
Hmm.
forearm right here, and on
Oh
my
my
forearm right
gosh.
here. So they're all over my body, uh, and
See,
this
what do
one
you?
is the biggest one yet, and I have one on my spine as well. So
Oh
one
my
or two of
gosh.
them that are just, and the one on my spine is almost as big as that one right there. So,
What do you think it is? Do you what did you
what
let me ask you a question. Did you have
I,
that before you went on the spaceship with these small beings, or was it
no,
afterwards?
afterwards.
Okay. That helps me a lot. My feeling is that those bumps are implants.
I think maybe so. I
And
don't know.
when
I've
you
no
feel the
clue.
bumps, Clint, when you feel the bumps, does it feel like something hard under the skin in the
Yeah,
areas where the
so
bumps are?
so I'm feeling it right now. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, yeah. I do believe you've got implants in there. Um, I'm tempted to do something, which is, you know me. And
Yeah.
folks, I just want to give people background who are new to the show. So to understand me a little bit more, it's not so much complicated. Everything I do is for the people. Um, so I am human, as you all know. Clint knows me too. I am human. I work like everybody else. I have a life. I've grown up as a kid and did everything that other kids do. I played my soccer. I had fun with soccer when I was a kid growing up, and all these other things. But but I do have the ability that's been gifted to me to remotely remove implants. And many of you know that my shows are documented on YouTube. I've removed over 100 different implants since last year. And that's, I can't keep track. I don't do that. I don't keep track of numbers. I do this on my show. Part of what makes my show what it is on Encounters is, yeah, we talk about disclosure. Yeah, we have people like Brad who was former Navy in the oceans talking about UAPs. But the one thing I do is I'm able to remove implants remotely on my show, no matter where you are in the world. It doesn't matter whether you're in a small island in India somewhere. Wherever you are, I can remove the implants and destroy them. And I've been gifted that ability. And I'm used, after doing so many implant removals, I'm very used to doing it. And I've actually taken out the implants and destroyed them. Many of you here who watch me know that everything I'm saying is true. As a UFO talk show host, I'm not just a regular UFO talk show host. I have a little added advantage is that I am also consciously aware of my space family. I come from the Astro Command. I've been there with the Astro Command since I came to Earth as a kid, even though I didn't know what it was. But I, not to get it too complicated, Starseed Ambassador has seen me do this, and many of you have. I have taken out implants on my show. So because I know your story, now I feel compelled to want to help you. So can we do a scanning of you and see if I can remove some of those implants?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So now I'm getting the feeling these space beings, they took you somewhere, but there's some things they didn't tell you. They obviously did some implants because you didn't have these bulging things in your body until after you came back from these short 3-foot beings that were wearing these suits that had you and a few other humans with them, correct?
Right. Yeah.
So I think that the other humans were also implanted. We'll never know who they are, but I know who you are. And the other 3 or 4 of them, they're somewhere in the world with their implants that are still in their bodies. He has implants. So I never know what's going to happen. I do my best to work on them. So I want you to close your eyes, and we're going to do on the show here right now. And you're going to all witness this. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going to go into a space consciousness. What does that mean? I want to explain something. Tam, they do that. I don't know the reasonings why they would put implants in the. Well, I do know it's to monitor and control some aspect of the human body, and also to get some of the DNA of the human body so they can integrate it with their particular civilization, to integrate more human aspects of the human being. That's why the Zeta do that. They constantly do that, whether it's small Zeta or large Zeta from the Zeta Reticuli system. That's what they actually have been doing. And so as I listened to the story, I thought, okay, they're now taking you on a ship and taking you somewhere else, but they left out the part that they did these implants. They couldn't have done the implants unless they had you all in a room separately where they were working on you and you had missing time. They didn't want you to have complete missing time.
And I've had missing time in the real life as well. I don't know if I could, real quick.
Go ahead.
If you want to hear that real quick.
Yeah.
I went out to my car one night, and my car was parked I'm in a neighborhood, so I parked my car on the side of the curb right there, so cars pass. So I literally went up to my car, and I think I was going to replace my taillight because at the time I had a Hyundai Sonata, which the taillights went out often, so I was going to replace it, I think. And for some reason, I wake up to somebody honking the horn in the middle of the night now. And there's no way somebody could see me because they were coming from the opposite way, like towards my car. And apparently, once I woke up and I looked over, I was all the way underneath my car with my neck sticking out.
Oh my God!
Literally, yeah, literally. And there was just 2 black dudes, and they were like, "Yo, you all right?" And I'm like, I looked at him, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." And they were like, "All right, yeah, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." And I was literally all the way up to my neck.
Oh my gosh!
Underneath my car. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's a believable story, but it's unbelievable in the other way. So we're going to do this thing. We've got to do this thing. I really feel strongly now that I need to go into my space consciousness. So what you're all going to see now is me switch over from talk show host, same person here. I don't channel anything. I don't have a crystal ball. I have no magical sticks or whatever. I don't have throwing cards in the air. I don't wear a turban. I'm an actual space person as well as a human being. And I came out of the closet many, many years ago to who I am. And I'm very comfortable in my human body, but I'm also very comfortable in my space consciousness and being able to use it here in this particular consciousness way. So we're going to have you, Clint, close your eyes. I want you to relax, take a few deep breaths. He's going to breathe in around the world, people watching this. He'll take a few deep breaths in and out and release those breaths 3 or 4 times. And when you're fully relaxed, let me know. Also, my palms are getting warm now. A space consciousness D means that I am not only an Earth human, I am from space. I'm from the planet I came from before here was Mars, which is a living planet of 10 to 15 million inhabitants. Space consciousness is my consciousness from when I was off planet. And Al, good to have you with us, Bert. And it's all new. I love to have the new people learn this. So I'm what you call a starseed. A starseed is someone who came here in birth from off planet. There are many, many starseeds on Earth. If they say they're a starseed and you have a conversation with them, they will tell you, I come from the Andromeda star system or whatever. They remember where they come from. So that's the kind of the definition of a starseed. Space consciousness, which I'm operating in now, is my consciousness that comes from beyond Earth. My space body is in a spaceship in stasis. My space consciousness is here within my human consciousness, if that helps. So as you're relaxing, Clint, let me know when you're fully relaxed and we'll begin.
Yep, I'm fully relaxed.
Okay, I'm so amped up here on my energy in my palms. It'll be pretty quick. You're going to start feeling the energy. It's already coming out of my palms. And where are you located again?
In Maryland.
He's in Maryland. I'm in Connecticut, just to show you the distance between us. We're not in the same room anywhere. And you should start feeling energy coming above your head as I'm starting to feel the aura. In a minute, he'll start feeling it. I'm just now starting to really feel the energy of him. Tell me when to start feeling it. I'm doing some vibrational work.
Yeah, I can feel it.
You can feel it now? Good. So when the person says they can feel what I'm doing, I am sending energy through my system here, through this broadcast to where they are in Maryland. And this is really happening. Even though you might not see it, it is happening. So now what we're going to do is scan you. And as I scan you, I'm amped up really strongly. My beams of light of energy will go now into your physical body. And we're going to scan your body. And I will stop when you tell me to stop. And we will actually work on removing the implants. So we're going to witness here on Encounters tonight. If you're watching this, everything will be documented on this broadcast. Everything. I'm now in the shoulder area. I'm getting some feeling around the shoulder. Definitely something happening there. I'm going slowly down from the shoulder to the arm area where he has the bulging area. When I hit that area, tell me when to stop. You're going to start feeling the energy hitting it. Going down in the arm area, right there. Is that where you want me to stop?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm stopping there. Okay, let me focus. Keep your eyes closed, please. I'm going to close my eyes here to focus on that area. I'm now going to sever the implant. I'm going to beam the energy of light into that part of his body. And we're going to pull the implant out. So I'm going to be forcing the implant out of the arm. In a few days, the bulge should be gone. Let me just do this here. And I'm amping up really, 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 really a lot. What I'm doing, people, is I am taking out, you can't see the implant I'm taking out of him, but I am taking it out and it will be invisible to the human eye. As I pull it out, I've severed it. I'm going to pull out the other side in a minute. So I sever the implants in their bodies and then I pull out the implants. And in a minute, the implant will be out of his body. I'm pulling it. I'm dissolving the implant with the heat energy, the beams of energy into his body where that is in the arm. I'm very focused. I'm going to shake the implant a little bit. When I start shaking, I do it on purpose on the arm area for his purposes. He will feel like a little vibrational thing in a minute. So I'm doing this to purposely make him feel it. It doesn't hurt, but I'm going to take it out. When I have it out, you let me know, brother. Almost. Almost. Tell me when.
It feels like it's out.
Okay, give me a second. So we're going to destroy the implant. It will take a few days for the skin to heal. Give me a moment. Okay, that implant has been taken out. The skin area, which was affected and irritated, will actually, in a few days, go down. Don't try to scratch it or anything. Just leave it alone, and it will actually subside. Okay, but you have a few more implants that we need to remove. Give me a moment. I need to readjust. Okay, we're going to go from the arm area now. We're going to go down, and we'll get all the implants out of his body. My name is CmdrAleon. I'm a talk show host. If you're watching the show for the first time, it's called Encounters. You'll not see the implants. Nobody ever does. And the one thing we won't do is try to make them become visible. Our goal is to destroy the implants right away and get rid of the implants. We're going to scan down his body more. Well, you are seeing me, and you're seeing him with his eyes closed as I do this. After we get all the implants out, my guests will be the first ones to tell you that they don't have them in their bodies anymore. So it's not something for show and tell. They must be destroyed. Yes, that's correct. From your perception. I'm going down to your chest area.
I got a big one right here.
Okay, when I get to that implant in the chest, let me know. We'll take it out and destroy it.
Yep, I feel it.
Okay, we're going to stop. We're going to neutralize the implant. That's the second implant in your body in the chest area. Give me a moment. I'm going to close my eyes, which I have to do. Give me a moment, please. I'm operating in my space consciousness right now, which I mean is I am also a space person, and I'm also a human person, if that makes any sense to anyone. I'm operating in space consciousness, and we're now going to sever the implant and remove the implant. I will open my eyes in a moment. I'm going to start pulling it and separating it. With the beams of light, I've been able to sever the implant. I'm now pulling it out of the chest. It will not hurt. I'm just pulling it out. As I pull out the implant, I'm also healing the skin within the body of the chest area. And that will be healed, and he will have no problems. Almost out. We're pulling it out gently. I'm going to shake it out like I'm driving a driver's steering wheel. I'm going to take it out now. On one end, it's coming out, and on the other end, you tell me when it's out. It's almost out now.
Mm-hmm.
And just one more yank on this side, and one more yank on this side. It should be almost out just about now. There'll be like a little popping sensation out of your chest. Tell me when.
Yep.
Okay, give me a second. Keep your eyes closed, brother. Second implant in the chest has been taken out. You're watching Encounters. I'm the host of the show, and I've been given the gift from my family to do this on earth to get rid of these implants and take them out. I'm going to still scan him for more implants in his body. Please keep your eyes closed, relax. Now we're going to go down to below your waist. Slowly, I never miss anything in the body when I'm checking for multiple implants. We're checking everything. When I get now to the leg area, I'm scanning both the right leg and the left leg, the top part of the leg. We are working our way down to the leg area, the last part of the body. Tell me when.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to take that implant out of his leg. I'm going to sever the implant with a beam of light, a ray of light. Give me a moment. I can feel it. I actually can feel the implant. I'm going to neutralize it. And now I've severed it. I'm taking one side of the leg, pulling it out. A lot of these implants are pretty big. They might seem small from a visual perspective, but they are a lot bigger than they happen to look like. I'm now pulling from the right side of the leg. I'm going to take the left side of the other part of the implant. Give me a moment. You're watching Encounters or doing an implant removal here live on the program. Almost. Last part of the implant on the leg severed. I'm pulling them out equally at the same time, and I'm dissolving the implant and shooting beams of light back in the leg where the implant was to heal the body of the cellular structure. Almost out. Almost. Tell me when, brother. One more time.
Yep.
Okay, give me a second. For those watching at home, this is not something that is, it's not always easy. It takes a lot of energy. Give me a moment. 3 implants have been taken out. He's not going to lose any memory. His memory will be fine. We're going to go scanning down towards the foot area. We're just going to make sure we want to check the foot area. We scan the whole body. I have beams of light going through his body, all the cellular structure. 2 beams of light that will stay in the body for another 24 hours after we're done. And it'll take all the residual energy that was put in him from the implants. And this is the first step of what we're going to do. We're going to be gifting him with 2 other things that we'll be doing. So we're still scanning. We don't leave any part of the body unscanned. I'm now scanning along the back, going up towards the spinal column. I do every part of the body. I'm now going up the spine, because they like to do the spine area. A lot of times when they implant people, the spine for some reason is what they target. I'm now in the spine area. I'm feeling something coming on here.
Mm-hmm.
Right about here, I think it is. You feel something?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have an implant in your spine. I'm going to take that out. Give me a moment. I'm going to sever the implant. I'm going to pull it out straight. I'm pulling it straight out of your back. Okay, now pulling it out. This one is This is a pretty big one, but I'm going to pull the whole thing out. This was the biggest one in his body, was in the spine. I'm going to pull the whole thing out. Almost. Almost. I have it neutralized. I'm pulling it straight out. It's trying to stay in, but I'm going to pull the whole thing out. I have much more power than the implant does. My power oversees and is more powerful than the implant that was put into his body. I will destroy the implant. Almost out, brother. Almost. Tell me when. I'm almost out.
Yep. Feels like it's
Okay,
out.
give me a second. I'm going to destroy that implant.
Oh.
Give me a second. I need to do this. And I'll need to drink a little bit of apple cider for a second here. I'm just going to scan you a little bit more around the back area. I think I've got all the implants taken out. This has been the most implants I've taken out in one human being. Now I'm sending beams of light into the body to heal his skin where the implants were. There's a few more things we're going to do. Yeah, we're going to check that too, half pint. Yeah, we will. Thank you. Thank you, Hetty. So I do want to check your forehead. Actually, I want to check the top of your head for a second. I don't know why, but that is something I was thinking about. That'll be the last part. I'm not saying there's anything there, but we're going to check it. We're going to do that, Madeline. We will. And also, people, please tap a lot to get us to 100,000 before 1 a.m. We're at 57.4. If you see the hearts, that happens because people are tapping. You need to all tap to make that happen. Everybody does. Okay, I'm going to focus on his head now instead of the screen. We're just making sure there's nothing there. I'm shooting a lot of heat energy into the brain area. We're going to check the back area. And my guest will tell me if he feels anything there, I will stop. Just a final scan.
Not really nothing.
Nope, I don't feel anything. He's good. He doesn't have any more implants. You're good. I want you to keep your eyes closed. We're going to do something now. I'm going to put a space suit of light on your body. It's going to be a permanent suit of light that will be on your body. This will protect you always, no matter where you are. And you just keep your eyes closed and focus on the light. You should feel the bodysuit going over your body. In about 2 seconds, you'll feel a spacesuit different than what you know as a spacesuit. This will be an invisible suit on your body. I'm now putting it on your body now. Tell me when you feel it.
Yep, I feel it.
Okay. I'm putting an overlayer over his human body, an invisible beam of light. I call it a spacesuit, but it's actually a layer of very radiant light that will protect him always. One more layer. And I'm not done yet. I'm going to send beams of light outside your location. I'm putting a bubble around your location of your land. This will be an invisible bubble that will protect you always, my brother, from any interference from space people that are of lower vibrational frequency. Give me a moment. I'm now going to send 2 beams of light past your house. And these invisible beams will go after the space beings that did the implants to you. The space beings will be afraid of me. They are afraid of me. They will be afraid of me. I'm operating in space consciousness right now. When I find them, they will be forced off the Earth. Their ship is somewhere around the planet. I don't know exactly where, but we will find them and they will be taken off planet. I'm going to do this now. I want you to say these words with your eyes closed, brother. I am a cosmic, Christed being of light. I am now free. I am protected. And I am love. You may open your eyes now. How do you feel, brother?
A lot lighter.
Yes. You're well protected, brother.
Wow. Thank you. Wow.
Let's get a little smile from Clint. Look at him. Doesn't he look better?
Yeah.
He looks a lot better, doesn't he?
Yeah, it was a lot on me,
Yeah.
to say the least.
Yeah, those bumps are gonna go away. Their skin's healing. The light energies that I put in your body, integrated the light beams, they're going to heal your skin, and in a couple of days you should see those dissipating.
Oh man, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I just want to say so much.
You know, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, I do this unconditionally. I don't charge $1 million. As a matter of fact, I charge $2 billion, but you got a 0% discount.
Thank you so much.
No, folks, you know I'm kidding. But I do this. This is my mission work. I don't charge any money for it. I'm not supposed to do any of that. I'll never do any of that. That's the true nature of a light worker. When we are fully activated, that's what you are when you're a light worker. You love your brothers and sisters and you help them. And that's what we're all here to do, right? So whatever it is that you have the abilities to do, whether it's, planting trees or whatever it might be, do it. Hey, Clint, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Thank you, brother.
I'm going to bring Clint down, and you're going to have a great sleep tonight. Matter of fact, I want you to think about your star family as I'm closing my eyes. Allow yourself to meditate for 20 minutes before going to sleep. And I want you to think about your Christed star family. And in time, I would think in the next 2 to 3 weeks, you can communicate with them through your sleeping state, through the dream state. I don't know who they are, but I'm being told to give you that message.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you have a star family, so you're not going to be blocked. You'll be able to learn who they are.
Thank you. I feel clear, so I think I'll be able
to. Good. I am so happy.
Yeah, I really do. Thank you.
Are we going to bring Clint down? And that's a lot of work. I'm not doing any more implant removals tonight. That was a lot of work. Believe me, that was a lot of work. You should be sitting in my seat right now. We're at 71.4. We need everyone to tap on the screen. We have almost 300 people in here. And it's really important to understand that I've been brought here to Earth to bust the matrix and do this kind of work. Now, I wasn't always taking in implants. When I first came on here, I didn't do any of that. Only since last year. And it's not always easy. Let me tell you, there's a lot of energy involved in removing implants remotely from people all over the planet. A lot. Lisa, welcome to the show. Yes, you do. Brenda, actually, everybody has star family. Not everybody remembers star family, but everybody does have star family, How do I recharge? When I close my eyes and sit here talking to all the beautiful people here on the show, that is the most beautiful recharge I can have, I'm going to bring up Starseed Ambassador. I've known her since I came on here, and I haven't talked to her forever. So let me see if I can bring her up on the screen. The magic of technology. Hey, sis, how are you?
Good. Can you see me?
Not yet, but I just pressed the button so you can come on camera.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah, Starseed is a blessing. When I first came on here,
it's dark out here right now.
It's good to see you, Starseed. Welcome.
Good to see you too.
It's been a very long time.
Yes, it has been. I've been, you know, healing people with clinical hypnotherapy and bringing light to the music industry. It's a very
You're
dark
bringing light to
place.
the music. So,
Yeah.
are you dealing with musical people that are well known, or are you producing
Yes.
music?
Yeah, I'm
Really?
A&R for Electrostep Network. It's a large EDM record label with 20 sub labels.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, can you spill the beans on some of the artists that you're dealing with?
Well, I manage the owner of Electrostep Network. His name is Zach Claxton, but his DJ name and producer name is Electrode,
Oh, wow,
like
interesting.
Pokemon. And we work. He manages Chainsaw Huey. I was just messaging some artists that were on here, not in your live,
Right, right.
but yeah, on TikTok. And you know, the label was founded basically by finding up and coming artists.
Oh, cool.
This guy started it when he was in 5th grade.
In fifth grade,
Yeah,
people.
he
That's
just
pretty
turned
crazy.
30.
Well,
He's like a machine.
he's got to be a starseed if he started in fifth grade. There's got to be
100%. He's one of the kindest people I've ever met in the industry.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. You know?
Yeah.
And I know you've been working. I haven't seen you on live too much lately, but
No, yeah.
we
I
miss
miss
you
it.
doing. I know. I hope you get back into it at least once in a while because you
Yeah,
really.
I will. I'm definitely going to. And if anybody out there needs hypnotherapy, I offer free sessions and NLP. I'm an NLP practitioner as well. So if you have any traumas that you need healing from, or you want past life regressions, stuff like that,
Yeah.
yeah, hit me up, message me.
Yeah, she's really good, folks. Hit her up.
How
And she's
have
one.
you been?
I've been like going crazy since the show went viral. And viral doesn't mean I'm always going to have 10,000 people on here, but it just means that I've
Right.
come a long way in 3 years, which I'm still amazed I'm at where I am.
I
But
can't believe it's been 3 years already.
it's crazy. It feels like yesterday. When I came on here, Starseed was one of the people I met, as a few other people like Half Pint and others. These were the people I met when I first came on here. I didn't know a thing about TikTok. My daughter got me into it, and I've been always very grateful for her for doing this and getting me on here. I didn't know what I was going to do. I had no idea what I was going to talk about, and then I started Encounters, and that it just blew and took off on its own. So yeah.
So we have a YouTube channel, the Electrostep Network does, and we're doing a podcast on there. And I would love to have you come on there and talk. We've got 693,000 subscribers.
Really? I'll come on there and talk. Yeah, if you invite me and tell me when, I'll do it.
Yeah, it would be really cool.
Yeah.
A lot of the EDM community, like, we're all believers. Most of us are starseeds.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll
Okay.
make a commitment to, as much as this is, I'll make it for you. I will definitely do it.
Thank you. I appreciate you. You're awesome.
If you message me and set it up when I'm going to be here, I will definitely go on YouTube and do a live with you.
Right on. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you?
And
So
I know it's,
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you.
It reminds me of this funny saying. Are you talking to me? Remember that? Comment?
Yeah.
And then the person says, "Are you talking to me?" No, are you talking to me? No, are you talking to me? And they never stop talking to each other, and they keep saying, "Are you talking to me?" And they don't go anywhere.
So literally, this podcast is we have sketch comedy in it as well. So we'll have to do a sketch comedy thing about extraterrestrials with, like, going to an EDM festival or something.
Yeah.
But
one person saying, "What is the podcast called?" One of our friends here.
It's called EDM Funhouse.
EDM Funhouse. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And we haven't released any of the episodes yet. We're still in the process of getting sponsors and the ads created, because we're making custom sketch comedy ads for our sponsors.
Oh, good.
And yeah, and then we're cross promoting with Scream 1210 Productions. They're here on
Oh,
TikTok.
wow.
They do sketch comedy.
Oh, cool.
Medium
Cool.
Film House, got it right on. Yeah, the Electro Step Network YouTube channel. Go and subscribe there, and you'll see there's all kinds of content. But
Oh, cool.
all of that was built from this one guy. This one guy.
Now, if you ever want a recording of me, I haven't done it in a long time, but I do sing songs that I create here. Have you ever heard me sing?
No.
Would
Let's hear
everybody
it.
like to see me sing a song tonight? I
Yes.
haven't sung a song on Encounters in a really long time. How many people would like to see me sing?
Me
How
for
many
one.
people want me to sing? To
I
get
bet
me
you
to
have a
sing, we
really
have to get over 100,000 likes here. We're at 83,000.
Right on. Good
So
call
I'm
to
not
action.
asking for money. You just have to bring the likes up to 100,000. We're at 83.1. Come on,
Tap the
folks.
screen, everyone.
277 taps on the screen. 277 people tapping. We should be able to get there in 2 minutes. Let's not get lazy here. Let's
Come
do
on.
this thing.
You can do it. I'm doing it with you
You can-
guys. Do it.
Darcy's doing it. We're at 83.9. I'm looking. You know, I am watching the top screen. I see everything. You can't. I can see whether you're tapping or not. Just look at this. I can look into your house and see if you're tapping with your finger right now on your phone. You don't want me to find you not tapping. You better
No
start
remote
tapping.
viewing.
I'm remotely viewing. You're not tapping. If you're not tapping, you better start tapping. I do have a sense of humor, folks.
I know you do. That's why I want you to come on the podcast and talk about it and you know, have some fun too. It's
Yes, Jersey. I see your foot is tapping. That's very creative. We're at 88.9. We're almost at 90. Come on,
we
folks,
almost
we can do
got
this
it,
thing.
guys.
Once we get after over 100,000, then everybody gets in the mood of tapping, and it continues going on and on and on like an energy bunny. What do they call it? Or an ET on batteries.
There we go.
We're at 91.5, folks. You're getting there. But you're a little bit
Almost.
slow. You got to get quicker, folks.
Almost
You gotta go
there.
quick.
You know, there's another, because you have a radio show. There's another person, another radio show. I would like to have you on and talk about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm willing to go on somebody else's radio show. Where are they located?
Here in Seattle, it's a Renegade Radio. I've
Okay.
known the owner for a long time. 43 million people streaming on that.
Really? I'll
Yeah.
definitely go. If you hook me up, I'll go on there.
Yeah,
and
those are
guest.
that's not the EDM world part of the industry. It's bands and stuff, but like, of course, we're all here to like raise people's vibe with music.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And we're almost at 100,000. Let's get it going, folks, because my voice is going to
Oh,
go
Seattle!
south.
You're in Seattle too. Awesome.
We're 98.5, 98.7, 99, 99, 100. Let's see, 99.2, 99.2.
The weather's nice here in Seattle, isn't it? Right
Really?
now.
We hit 100,000. I feel like one of those guys doing an auction. We hit 99,
Orchard.
then 105.
Awesome.
There we go. So I'm going to sing a song for everybody here. You know, you've never heard me sing. Not only do I have a sense of humor,
I'm so excited. You do.
but I sing space songs. So I'm going to sing a space song here, and everything I do is recorded and documented for the rest of your life on Earth. So here we go. Give me a minute. I'm going to close my eyes. Give me a second. I have to have some more apple cider. I call this space cider when I do the show.
I love that. Oh my goodness. That needs to be a product. Space cider. Sponsored
That
by
could be.
Space Cider.
Sponsored by Space. You can have some space cider too. Sponsored by Space Cider. See, I have multiple talents. I can change my voice. No, I could have been a comedian, but I didn't stand up enough. But anyway, you know, I know how to make people laugh. That's part of my nature. Coming to Earth.
Yeah.
I was always comical off planet with my parents. I have a sense of humor.
I think a lot of
this-
starseeds are like that.
Yeah,
It helps you cope.
it really does.
With
Now, so I'm going to sing you a song here, all kidding aside, and this goes out to everybody around the planet. I haven't sung a song since last year, really too much, But here's the song. I have no idea what it's going to be, but I'm going to sing it. I'm traveling through the universe, and I know where I'm going, and I am traveling far away, far, far away. I'm traveling past our solar system. I'm traveling past the moons and stars because I'm trying to get to my home system, which I feel is not very far. As I'm traveling in space and time, when I find the time to go home, I'm roaming the universe, and I don't know where I'll be, but someday I'll come back to you in loving harmony.
That's a track. We need to get the recording of this and the lyrics for that. That was awesome.
Oh, thank you.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. That was so dope. I love that.
And this is and if there's going to be a track, I'll record a track, and it'll probably be a space song that everyone in the world will get to hear, thanks to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we can make it sound really spacey, for lack of a better term.
I'm really excited. Man, Starseed, I am so excited to do a track with you on that. I will definitely.
I'm excited too. Let's do it. Let's collab.
Yeah, we'll do it. Let's collaborate. Yeah, I'll definitely do it. I will make a commitment to have my song put on a digital thing or whatever we're going to do with it.
So many of the artists have, just so much extraterrestrial stuff in their labels, their art, there's so many star seeds. And when you're a star seed and this is a different vibration than your home planet, and that's why most of us are neurodivergent in some way.
Yeah.
Either dyslexic, I'm autistic, I'm on the spectrum. Like, everybody, literally almost everybody in the EDM community is, because those sounds calm your subconscious mind, and it helps depression. Some studies just came out. That's why it's a global movement. It makes people feel happy, and it's one of the most loving and accepting communities on the planet, because it was created because we were all outcasts and we didn't fit into society because we are star seeds, literally. And so we hung out with each other.
Yeah. And see where it's a big deal now, right?
Now there's an acronym for it. It's called PLUR, peace, love, unity, and respect. And we give each other, bracelets. And there's a lot of bad, it gets a bad rap because a lot of people don't like it because it's so high vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very accepting.
And the people that don't like Starseed, the high vibe sound or whatever it is, that's because they have not achieved that conscious level.
Right.
In general, they haven't done it. I mean, it's not just that.
But there's a lot of people that hate EDM, and it's because they think they don't like the lovey. Like, you go there and people just randomly will hug you. You don't even know them, and they'll take care of you, give you food. Like, help. Like, it is the most loving community. Oh, and it's really cool. I've got a UFO in my garage.
I was reading that. I wonder how big the garage is for the UFO to be in there.
I know. Is it a compact UFO?
Yes,
or is it a full-size sedan?
Sedan UFO? Is it a station wagon UFO? What kind of UFO is it?
Plur has been, let's see, what did it say? Plur out for decades. I'm 35. Oh yeah, right on. Right on. Yeah, I went to my first rave in '86. I was 16. I'm gonna age myself, but nobody can see me anyway. It's like the 50.
Well, you're 25 now. You're 25 now, so that's only a few years ago. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, all my friends are in their 30s, so I feel like I'm in my 30s. My boyfriend's 30.
Yeah.
It's just part of it. The music, I feel like, keeps you young,
Yeah, it does.
truly,
It does.
because it's so happy. Everybody's happy.
And you know what? Everyone should be happy.
See here,
When I was on,
this is what I'm talking about. Except for the ecstasy and the speed. The thing is there's drug use in all
all
music
parts of our
events,
culture, right?
and
Yeah.
and the thing is like we're not here to judge other people. We're here like us with the label that and the Electro sub label and then the 20 sub labels. It's all about like we won't even use alcohol sponsors.
Yeah, yeah. No, so there is principles. And I went to
Absolutely.
a rave a couple times, and you do have people that are strictly very conscious,
Yeah.
don't take any substances, and then you have other people that do their thing. And the limited time I did went to a rave, I was in Chicago, or whatever. But it's
Wow.
you
Nice.
know the thing is, there are people in every light level of our society, whether it be a rock concert, whether it be a jazz thing, whether it be a soul thing. There are people in all different musical areas where things do exist, what they call substances, and they're not. And for a free will society, if you're an enlightened person, you might be in a group of people, that are doing that. But there are other people in the same room of 200 that aren't doing that. They're just conversing with each other, talking about music, whatever. So
Absolutely. Being creative. That's what we're here to do is be
yeah,
creative.
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
And not judge ourselves or anybody else, and just unconditionally accept and celebrate people's differences.
Yes. Celebrate differences. No matter what your lifestyle is, I respect all lifestyles.
Yeah, see, there's so many sober ravers in it, like especially like the old school, OGs like us, right? You're a sober raver, but like, man, it's I went to my first rave and never left the scene since '86.
And I will tell people, they know this about me, that ever since I've been on here, and even before I've been on here, I do have an addiction. I've come out of the closet about it. I drink apple cider.
You drink space cider.
Space cider.
Pleiadian
We're going to have to label
cider.
that. We're going to have to come up with space cider. We're going to have a space cider apple orchard for space cider. And if you drink it, it'll elevate your consciousness.
Yes.
That could be really good.
Well, this is a thing that we want to do is actually, so there's liquid death. It's water that most.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Okay,
my daughter
and
is a vegan. Yeah,
it's a problem for me when I know that words are vibration.
Yeah, they are.
And water holds memory.
Right.
Okay, so whatever is on that label, you drink. And so we want to do the opposite, but like have the water shipped from over in California.
Northern California?
The mountain there.
Mount Shasta?
Yeah, Mount Shasta. And then have frequencies playing around it, like Metatron's cube, cool sacred geometry stuff on the can. So
is somebody coming up? Is that an idea of a new drink that someone's coming up with? It sounds like you're mentioning something that is being thought of being created.
Yes. We're thinking about it.
Oh, good. I'll drink that.
Lots of water.
Going. Yeah, I'll drink it. Yeah.
Yeah, liquid death. We want liquid life. How about liquid?
I don't know why they chose that name for that label.
I do.
My daughter is been a vegan, and she has been with the place since she was a teenager, and they do all vegan related food. I think they have that liquid thing in their place. Other drinks too. But I would like to see.
It's just not necessary. Why use that word?
It's a crazy thing to do,
Well, and I just real quick, I'm from Jewish descent, and the Monster can.
Yeah, the Monster thingy.
Those are sixes. Those are 3 6s on that label. That make the M. Those are 6s from. You guys look it up and see. It's crazy, that kind of stuff. But they
Yeah.
have to show us, right? That's the rule.
Yeah.
It's got to be right in our face, but they hide it in plain sight. Space cider, we got to do it. Yeah,
Okay. So now people want to get space cider. We're gonna have
right.
to figure out if we can
It's
find
got to be
somebody.
Pleiadian space cider and Arcturian space cider. Let's do some
Asturian,
Lyran space cider.
Lyran space
Asturian, yeah.
cider. We can have like a space cider can have a slight different taste for each person from whatever star system you're from, and
Exactly.
we can have a general cider called starseed cider for
That
also
would be
It'll be a blend
awesome.
of every cider from every part of the universe. That'd be
That's so
kind of cool.
awesome. There's this really cool, I don't know if you guys have heard of free water, but it's a really cool business model where, the they're doing it with water, pizza, beer, and the container that the water comes in, the water's paid for by ads that are on is direct to consumer marketing, and then we
Yeah.
drop the water off at EDM festivals, put people's music, their SoundClouds, Spotify on there, and then we donate the water. So like they're going to start doing that. They want to do it. The free water people want to do it with everything: houses, cars.
Oh
Can you
wow, cool.
imagine what it would look like? I don't know if you guys have seen Idiocracy, but I think that's what it would look like if that were a thing. There are ads everywhere, like all over our houses. Like, oh, I got this new wallpaper. Yeah, don't worry about the McDonald's ads there, but
I'll
it's
forget
paid for
that.
the
Yeah.
wallpaper. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, now it's about 1:05 in the morning. Starseed, you're a blessing.
you're a
She,
blessing.
and like I said, she
Anybody
does
that
some beautiful.
needs hypnotherapy, needs help. Oh, there's my daughter. She's at the fire station. Hi, baby.
Is that Katie?
Yeah,
Hey,
Katie's
Katie.
door.
How you doing, Katie? I would say your daughter's a starseed too, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if anybody needs any hypnotherapy, NLP, needs any type of healing, past life regressions, healing some trauma, chakra clearing. I'm also a third level Reiki master, so I can help with that too.
And she does. And let me tell you something. When she does her lives again in the morning, she really is a genuine person. When I met people, I didn't know who I was going to meet on here, and I was guided by the command to certain people. Starseed was one of them. There's others. I was guided to her. She's a pure soul of light. She is definitely in space consciousness. She's very activated in many levels of light, and she's just a beautiful person, and we love her.
Thank you. I love you. You're awesome. I love all of you. And yeah, hit me up, guys. Message me if you need help. I'm here.
Mistress is saying, "Are you pro-Palestinian Jewish?"
See, that's the thing. I love all people. I don't even go there. It's not
It's all
it's
people.
a yeah, I love humanity,
And
doesn't
that's
matter
what
the race
that's
or
what it is. So on a human level, it doesn't matter whether we're Jewish. I came up from the Jewish thing,
yep.
but I love all people too. We have to look from a galactic consciousness that are you this or that? We just have to be Earthians that love Earthians.
Well, the thing
And if
is,
we-
at the very, very top,
Yeah.
we're all one being experiencing
Yeah.
itself through the many. So
Yep.
if we judge
Yeah.
others, it basically means we're judging ourselves.
Yeah.
It's best just to observe things. Don't judge them. Just observe them.
Yeah. Yep.
It's all right. I hope you guys all have a good night. Get some rest, Commander.
Yeah.
I know it's late.
Mistress, I will say that as an Earthian, I don't support genocide of any human being anywhere, whether it be Palestine or Indian reservation. No, I agree with you, but I put it in more galactic terminology. As Earthians, as we are all Earthians, whether we're Jewish or whatever, we should not allow people to hurt each other, kill each other, or do anything to any other person. We all need to come together on our planet and live in harmony
and laugh and have a good time.
And laugh, yeah.
I mean, it's okay we're going to have lots of jokes on our show, and with a warning, if you don't have a sense of humor, you might get offended. But the thing is there's a difference between sketch comedy and hate.
Yeah.
And we just need to come and laugh and create and have a good time with each other.
Yeah.
You know.
There's so much on the planet where there's so much war and things going on that should never have been happening. And part of what I say is that the leaders of the world that do these things to other people and then destroy communities, these people need to be put on another planet, and they're going to have to work out their karma because they have karmic debt. Be the leader of Israel and his energy and the things he's done to the people over there, that is totally against everything as a human being I believe in. He's going to pay dearly in his karmic debt, and those that have supported that kind of thing, no matter if it be in Vietnam or wherever, karmic debt is karmic debt, and that's why I said earlier, when contact happens, those that do the terrible things they've done to people will be put on another planet to to have to face their karmic debt, their karma.
Absolutely. And I do want to
Really
say one
true.
last thing is, asking somebody a question like that is setting them up to have to answer one way or another.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's not a good thing either. We don't want to perpetuate anything negative. Only love.
So love is the key thing. When we deal with our space families, they all operate in love, and we as human beings have to. It's not easy because we see the things that we see that are horrific on our planet being done to other people. We are the ones that have to be the elevated frequency of love, and we have to also be the ones that are light workers. So it's a light worker. A light worker is someone that has to be light worker and shed wherever there's darkness. We have to liberate that area to bring peace and light, and that whether it be what's going on in Gaza, which has been a genocide of human beings, which is terrible, and it needs to stop, and whether it be on a Native American reservation in the United States or South America, we need to stop.
We need to set the standard.
People. Yeah, we need to set a standard.
We need to be, be loving.
Yep, we have to get
all
there.
That's all there is.
Yeah, well, here you go. And Yaya is in Mount Shasta. She's another beautiful person I met when I first came on.
Oh my goodness.
Yaya radiates the frequency of love all the time. Whenever I listen to her videos, she is a beautiful soul of love, and she promotes that energy of love. And that's the frequency we all have to do. The ones that don't promote the love, who are creating conflict, destroying people's homes with bombs, those people need to be put on another planet to face their karma and taken off the earth. This
Absolutely.
earth. Hey, Starcy, I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you too.
Yaya, we appreciate Yaya. And we're gonna bring Starcy down. And I just want to say something before we end our show tonight. I love every single one of you. Why is that? Because that's the only thing I can do is love every one of you, whether I know you or not, and you're new just coming in here. I have to love you. Or do I have to love you? No, but I have to love you because that's the energy in which we need to be. Mish, that's right. We all love each other, and we will deal with those people that are destroying other people and their lands, and those people will pay the karma. They will. In the end, they're going to have to deal with the karma, no matter who it is. Everybody have a good Friday. I'm so excited in New England. I think we're not going to have a lot of rain this weekend. I think it's going to be nice. I think the storm we were going to have is moving out the ocean. And I want you all to have a blessed day. Whatever you do Saturday, get outside, get off your TikTok, and go out and do something. Definitely go out and do something. Climb a mountain, go on a hike, go to the ocean, go to a river, do something. Clear yourself out. Do some meditation. This show will be on my YouTube channel in 24 hours. Yes, we're definitely going to get some rest. We did some implant removals tonight. So I love you all. Please be love to each other. Whether you're on TikTok or not, love everybody you see. I don't love those. I mean, put it this way. The people that are doing injustices to others, I can only send them love and hope that they'll change, but they still have to deal with their karma, All right. Everybody take care. Have a good night. We'll see you. Lunch blessings. And this has been Encounters. I am signing off. I'm going to be on here 24 hours tonight. No, I'm not. I am trying to sign off here. Come on there. Here we go.